charcoal. I know friends who, when they travel to Mexico or other countries, take their charcoal, and that's their first thing in case they eat something that, and they think it's really good. What is your comment?
So the question is about charcoal, and the fact that some people take charcoal with them when they travel in case they get an intestinal upset, and they take the charcoal, which apparently solves the problem. Appreciate at this point the action that will be taken by the body when something enters its domain that it considers to be extremely threatening. When you put something inside the body that sets off the body's red alert signs, what will happen apart from anything else is that the body will have a tendency to allow its bowels to open so that whatever's in the intestinal tract can pass through as quickly as possible. When you put charcoal into the body, one of the effects that it has is that the body identifies it as something that is a toxic threat, and it starts to take action to get it out of itself as quickly as possible. Obviously, if you've got a problem in your intestines because of something you ate and you want to get it out of there fairly quickly, you can put charcoal into your system and it will speed up that process. It will get that stuff out of the inside of your body. But it's not something that I would recommend. It's certainly not something I would choose to put inside my body, as I know the carcinogenic implications to it. But I'm going to invite Doug to also respond to that, because I think it's an issue that is worth covering as in-depth as we can, because I know many people through very clever marketing have been led to believe that charcoal is the be-all and end-all for a number of complaints and symptoms and problems. Doug, expand on that.
What Rosalind touched on earlier tonight was the idea that in alkalinity and acidity of various foods, we're not talking about the alkalinity or acidity as it goes into your mouth, but literally the end result alkalinity or acidity once this food has been digested, reduced to an ash form. And this is based almost exclusively on the mineral content of the foods itself. The carbohydrate foods are, for the most part, alkaline-forming foods. And indigestion is, for the most part, an acid problem. And so eating alkaline foods will have a fairly rapid neutralizing effect on the acid, as we've seen in television commercials. It absorbs 87 times its weight in acid, this sort of thing. And in the vegetable kingdom, the most alkaline vegetables we know of are foods such as celery. And many people will eat, as they're learning to eat more healthfully and still get some upset stomach problems, have found that eating a few bites or a few stalks, but literally just a few bites of celery, is enough to totally calm their stomach right back down again. Many of the complex carbohydrates reduced down to ash, pre-digested ash, as it were, in the form of charcoal, is still going to be very alkalizing to the body. In the instance of travel or other times when the stomach is extremely upset, eating a bit of charcoal will in fact absorb the acid, but there are other problems inherent in the consumption of the charcoal, making it something that we wouldn't want to have. So at that point we go, well, yes, you can suppress the symptoms, and we come back to our initial premise, which is what we would actually much rather recommend would be that not to suppress the symptoms, but let's just not cause the symptoms in the first place. And through our learning and our intelligence and experience, we can get to a point where we say, you know what, I know what the result's going to be, let's just not cause that result anymore.